allow the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary, diary politico. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live. Dear brethren, thank you very much for joining me tonight. And as usual, please read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well. Then like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Maiyegun today, Maiyegun is live. So, and welcome to June. Now, tonight, we are treating majority of our conversation tonight political, like we are going to start with real politics. So don't let anybody tell you that these guys have been perambulating up and down. For those ones who believe that they have captured everyone, they've captured power, and all they need right now is to consolidate it. And those who believes that they can get rid of Koolu and his gang, I mean, they are called coalition, just in case if you need to give them identity. And the coalition, as they are called, is the coming together of strange bedfellows, sort of. You have the likes of, officially now, you have the likes of Rotimi Amaechi, and that is the Ubima Judas Iscariot. You have Athiefku, of course, is a Fulani, and is nomadic in nature, and he keeps moving, so to say. You get what I mean? So they call him a serial contester. So many people worried that he shouldn't, for any reason, participate in 2027 in their effort to remove thiefnubu. Others are saying that in a democracy, Athiefku can contest as many times as possible, just like one American president who contested for almost all elections and lost almost all, and lost the seat of presidency many times until he became their president. History, this is just Athiefku's motivation. Then you have the scorned rufire, the Kaduna little finger, who is also a very strong arrowhead, right? Oh, the new entrant. Okay, hang on. Then you have some of these guys who are from the Bokohari's political clan, the savages, the murderous criminals, and the treasury plunderers. The same guy that just left here 2 years ago, they are part of the coalition too, to save us from one of them. By the way, I'm talking about the likes of Buratai the butcher. Remember him? Yeah, the guy that killed over 1,800 Shiites in Zaria, in Kaduna, and he was rewarded. Yeah, he got rewarded with an ambassadorial seat to Benin Republic. And they are saying, for the first time, why is he joining coalition against thiefnubu? Maybe we'll find out. Right? There are many, all right? Even the confessor, who led Cornfessor Soyinka, he was there too, even though a day after that, he also went on to be with the Koolu. However, it is the coming together. It was supposed to be Rotimi Amaechi's birthday, right? But it became more or less the congregation of those who are offering to save you from thiefnubu. So don't let anybody tell you that it is too early for politics or something now. 2027 is too far. These guys are not leaders. Remember that. I mean, there is a popular saying that a wise man once said, you know, leaders thinks about the next generation, right? While dealers, rather, politicians, thinks about the next election, so to say. So these guys who are offering us this and that, right? Now, Amaechi said, if you want us to remove the man in power, we can. Others said a lot too. The likes of El-Rufai, because it was meant to be Rotimi Amaechi's birthday, like I possibly said, right? So it was the time for them to make a lot of political declarations. So that is why you are hearing this now. And in fact, after that, someone has responded. And the usual, Wole Wike, who just granted his own media charts right now to address issues, including Rotimi Amaechi. So we're going to start with Rotimi. We're going to go to El-Rufai. There is Dickson there too. We're going to put him in the middle. The who led the cock, which is the confessor, right? We'll put him in there too. Everyone has something to say. And as Maiyegun's diary political, in the diary, you want to keep the record of what everyone say, who said what, when, right? So you're welcome to the Temple of Truth. Tonight, please share the broadcast if you haven't already. And then you can continue the engagement there. Let's stop by with the man whose statement is rider for this broadcast. Rotimi Amaechi.
If you're not hungry, I am. You may laugh. So for us, the opposition, if you want us to remove the man in power, we can remove him from this power. When we are students, we organized the Taisho Larin protest against Babangida. We organized protests against Buhari. And believe me, there was no north and south in the students. The protests that shut down ABU, University of Nigeria and Soka, University of Lagos and all that, the meeting took place in Kano. When we finished the meeting at night, everyone was told to go back to the school and mobilize school. Once the NAS president addressed a press conference, all of us were on the street. Commit ourselves to the interest of the nation first, before the interest of ourselves. That's why I choose this topic. And I like the amendment you made. It's actually state weaponization, because it's not you, it's the state. Even though they are not deliberately weaponizing like he said, they don't have the idea. They don't know how to weaponize you. They don't know. But where the state comes in is, yes, they don't know how to weaponize you. They are weaponizing you inadvertently by stealing the money they should have given you. If I were president, yes, some of the policies they are pursuing, I will pursue them. But ask what's the failure? The failure is the gains of those policies are in their private. If they bring those gains, okay, we are paying, at the time we are paying close to 4 to 5 trillion naira who vote on ethnic and religious basis, or who spoil innocent, uneducated people who are poor to voting for people for the reasons of religion and ethnicity. That's why we are here. And let me tell you, it's a conspiracy of the elites. Forget, when we sit here, we look at what is the best way to go to grab power. We don't care for you. No Nigerian leader cares for you. And the reason why no Nigerian leader cares for you is because you will do nothing. You protested. At the end of the protest, the president announced increase in price of fuel because he will do nothing. It's an absolutely do-nothing society. You may not know. One of the reasons I commented was your level of knowledge. I respect people who are more brilliant than me. You, him, Professor Wole Soyinka, that's how the friendship started. The reason, I don't know figures, so you know figures. And I respect you for the level of knowledge of economics. In fact, if you are not here and I was a president...
Nigeria is not a real place. Now, just for any JJC in the house watching this broadcast or video, Rotimi Amaechi, each individual, right, who currently seem to feel concerned, right, they have history. The history that brought Nigeria to where Nigeria is right now. So if Nigeria was a real place, right, it won't be on any podium at all. But he's honest. You got what I mean? Like he said, Nigeria is a do-nothing society. He was a former minister of transportation. And to his credit, by the way, so that we don't take everything away from him, to his credit, most of the rehabilitation and the resuscitation of some of the dead train tracks in the country were brought back to life. He built new terminals, improved, sort of like physical structures and physical improvement that nobody can take away, all right? However, he is also the same guy who went so adamant and went on to take 3.5 billion euro loan. Well, not him, like literally, okay? So it's like under him proposal for building a rail track. I think it's about 900, that'd be 1,000 kilometers, I don't know. To Maradi in Niger Republic, in a supposed two-country sort of like a partnership, but they offered to take loan on in Nigeria, and that was him. All right. So he was with Bokohari for straight 8 years, shielded from being prosecuted for his own corruption, right? And throughout the 8 years, right, he defended the same Bokohari that helped sort of like accelerate the downward spiral of this contraption that you're witnessing today, which Koolu is just the undertaker, the one that will take Nigeria to the grave. That's Amaechi. There's so many other things about him, enough, but there's no point. But that's him. There are others too. For example, the guy who came at the last minute to save Koolu in 2022, December 2022, to be precise, from nowhere, from the blues. El-Rufai, from a very rare place, because he had openly criticized the Koolu before, like his style, godfatherism, his kleptomaniac. El-Rufai, sure you get, that is just a local champion. That was what he called it, Koolu. But from nowhere, they don't strangulate Koolu like that. Shokam, Emefiole and co. See that monetary policy and the rest. They were enough to just finish APC disastrous 8 years. But Koolu already managed to have all the infrastructure, all the structures, like institutions rather, on his side. They've already been compromised. But that will become nothing, useless. All the billions they spent will be nothing if they manage to succeed that they are money changing this. And like Bokohari said, also, if they wanted Koolu for like, if they didn't change their mind last minute, you wouldn't have Koolu as your president. You may not even have Nigeria. I'm just saying. Oh, this guy is El-Rufai, the Kaduna little finger, who took Yeye Bello, Patawale Nasarawa, Patawale Zamfara. And they went straight to the court to challenge the change of money, this and that. And suddenly they became the champion for Koolu. That Koolu even had to take in El-Rufai to London, Chatham House, right? Where they told us about teamship. Remember? It was all used and dumped. It's like they used him, they dumped him. And now he believes that what he helped to bring to power, according to him, is destroying the contraption. The controversial little finger also had this to say, because to him, Koolu doesn't deserve any second term. Little finger.
What we have done in this country is to allow bandits, not the ones in the bushes, the urban bandits take over is that we just get incompetent people and we hand over leadership to them. They don't know what to do. Most of them don't really know what to do. They just know how to grab power, but don't know what to do with it. And please, I would like to appeal to everyone to reflect and look around. Wherever you see islands of progress in Nigeria, it is because a competent person has been given the opportunity to.
Wait, 1 minute, Monster.
Thank you. Your Excellency Vice President Atiku, Chairman of the occasion, the celebrants, Mr. Rotimi Amaechi and Mrs. Judith Amaechi. Ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to say something from home. I am not standing behind the podium because I'm too short. I can't see. So I'm coming out to be seen. First, very happy birthday to my brother. I still call him Governor Rotimi Amaechi, though there has been many things before now. I think it's unfair to ask me to speak for what the conspiracies, the successes, and the failures. 1 minute is too short to cover our quarrels, because we quarrel, we make up. The last quarrel we had was when he lost the primaries and left me because I'm supposed to be a magician. If I supported him, he would have been the winner of the primaries. And many people came to say, your brother is upset with you. They said, I know. Wait, when Nigeria is in bigger trouble, he will come and talk to them.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
Kaduna little finger. It is like what they call the buyer's remorse. So he called thiefnubu's people, Thiefnubu and his gang, he called them urban bandits. These are not bandits that lives in the forest or in the bush. They are bandits that grabbed power. That's what he called them. All right. So like buyer's remorse. He didn't say that 3 years ago. Maybe he did. But 2.5 years ago. No, he didn't. He was in London telling us about how Tinubu will tackle insecurity. Person will be terrorist enabler is offering international sort of like audience, offering them solution to terrorism. I mean, the whole joke sort of like wrote itself, I'll say. It's not alone. To Cornfessor, the wool-leaded cock, Cornfessor Soyinka, who was also there. And you know something, let me give you this story. I don't need to tell you much about the rufire. A lot of you should know him, all right? So, for Cornfessor and Rotimi the Upima, Judas Iscariot, when Rotimi Amaechi was a governor of Rivers State, right? Soyinka's daughter happened to be a personal or special advisor to Rotimi Amaechi. In fact, at a point, they usually had to organize his birthday for him, right? State banquets. Some of these were revealed to us, how much that cost Rivers State. They were revealed to us by no other person than Wike, who told us how the confessor has been leaking the honey from the honey jar. You know what I mean? Like the reason why. Then he became the defender. And it was because of Rotimi Amaechi that the confessor publicly called Goodluck Ebere, Jolantan's wife, right? Called her hippopotamus. Remember that? Because the impression then was that Egberejolantan was a door boy, and it was a Peshe, peace. It was Peshe that was controlling him. And therefore, this 80-year-old professor took to the media to call Egberejolantan. I don't know, some of you remember that. To call his wife to order. He said, Egberejolantan must call his wife to order. The wife that is like a hippopotamus. He was doing all of that, by the way, because it was believed then that all the trouble that Rotimi Amaechi was facing in River States were orchestrated by Peshe, Jonathan's wife. That Rotimi Amaechi as a governor was being humiliated by the commissioner of police and so many other federal agents, enough that it infuriated the Abeokuta Cornfessor that he had to speak out. But we didn't know then that Baba Gonje, what do you call it? Baba Gonje chicken. A lot behind the scene from the public purse. Now this confessor is now split between the two groups. He can't stand some of the guys within this their coalition. He went there to attend a birthday because he had to. You understand what is called compromise, right? Not that they will beat him if he no go, but come on. He's owned by the entire system as well. He's an old man, though, you know. But he was there. What did he say? Cornfessor Soyinka, please. Please. Behind you, the moment you get bored, if you begin to talk jargons that doesn't make any sense for real, you know what I mean? Like some of us today, you know, when we're growing up, right, we sort of like we're made to like dread him, not in a bad way, in a good way, because they believe that the kind of English language he speaks, right, they are out of this world. So you have to be somewhere this level before you can even understand what he's saying. But we are now grown-ups. So we understand that most of what he's saying are pure jargons, just to confuse his listeners, right? But if you get bored at some point, right, just let me know. I can stop it. Confessor, please, continue.
The celebrant, Your Royal Highnesses, all here present. I had to be here today. I had to accept this position, which is not really too much to my temperament. I don't like being chairman of anything. I don't like positions like that. However, this was a duty, a pleasure for me, and a sort of return match for the celebrant. I must begin with an apology that because I have to be also a temporary chairman, an interim chairman, a sort of fidihe chairman, because I have a plane to catch, so my apologies in advance for having to disappear. When I do, I hope the Cardinal Maiyegun, please, I hope you'll do me the honor of taking over the chairmanship when I finish my fidihe. Thank you. One of the reasons, the main reason why I had to be here is, first of all, that I admire Rotimi Amaechi's fighting spirit. And it's a very consistent one. But the most memorable for me, because I watched this event live on TV, all the way from Abu Dhabi. I wanted to see the drama of all the primaries going on during the election. I wasn't really here, but I said, I want to watch this contest. And I'm glad I did, because it gave me a great, most malicious pleasure, rascally, if you like, pleasure, to see the incumbent president being given a dose of his own medicine. Let me explain this. Somebody we knew as the last man standing when he fought to a standstill, a former president who was maneuvering himself into a position of changing the constitution and becoming, obtaining a third term. He keeps denying it, but he and I know for a fact, and so do others. And towards that goal, he was sort of emasculating the powers of the constituent elements of the federation. And by the end, this president was the last man standing, resisted that effort. All the others had sort of cowed down because their statutory allocation had been stopped, contrary to the Constitution. But one man, he was the last man standing. Well, he obtained a dose of his own medicine from Rotimi Amaechi during the primaries. I enjoyed that very much. While everybody was, falling over one another, conceding, there's one individual who got on the podium and he said, "No, I'm not conceding. I didn't come all the way here to commit Lule." And that man was Rotimi Amaechi. And I said, this is what democracy is all about. In addition, I think we in the literary world owe him a debt. He demonstrated his commitment to the literary occupation on the occasion of my 80th birthday. He created a mini festival around that event. I felt very honored by himself, Rivers State, and it gave me enormous pleasure to have worked with him towards bringing the title, the very enviable title of the literary capital, the book capital of the world, to Nigeria, to Rivers State. So that was another debt. But then there's also an ancillary debt which I expected him to pay. It was this. Nigeria is a very weird country. Or more accurately, let's say Nigeria is peopled by a very weird species. On that occasion, somebody, as usual, people carry all these political disagreements into the most execrable dimensions. And simply because one individual had a problem, political problem with Rotimi Amaechi, he went on to say that mini festival was really a means of looting. I hope you do remember the occasion. It's important that we remind ourselves from time to time of the meanness of which people are capable, even on occasions of celebration. And suddenly, in the media, what was a joyful, literary...
I know. I was, somehow thinking that somebody's going to say, raise the white flag. Maiyegun, peace, remove him. You say, Maiyegun, peace, peace offering. That's the confessor. You know how they managed to rigmarole our own parents? It's because so many of them didn't have to deal with all this Shakespearean English, all this Victorian English, or some of, they just gave it to him like, Oyibo, this Wole Soyinka. So some people actually adored him that because they wanted to be speaking big grammar. I may be wrong. I want to believe that some people, some Nigerians, right, they were motivated to actually read up big words because of somebody like him. Because it was like a flex, like speak grammar. And somehow a lot of people do that in Nigeria. They say something that should have been said so in a simple way. Let me think of one. please indulge me, all right, because I want to put it down, right? So let's say, for instance, now you want to say the whole the issue has been resolved, all right, and then which is sort of like the issue has been settled or resolved. They may come back and begin to drop grammars like grammars like don't let me crack my head because I think I'm not at that now. Can't deal with that. Anyway, Professor Shawani in the midst of people who ordinarily it won't be in their midst, but what a compromised person, right, looks like. He couldn't like ignore it. Although part of his speech was to thank Amaechi, but at the same time to recognize that Amaechi has a fighting spirit, and then used the former president. I was like expecting him to say something about a Lantern, but then he went to a past president and to stop him from the third term and all that. Anyway, pretend that you didn't hear any of that. How about this murderer who was supposed to be standing trial in Hague, like the way we knew it, right? Somebody was supposed to be in the Hague is currently walking free, and right now is in the midst of those who want to save you from Koolu. And who is that? Buratai, the butcher. He said, get something to say.
The celebrant, Rotimi Amaechi, and also I think I will take another minute to make a short remark on the speech or the lecture by the guest lecturer. My relationship with Amaechi dates back to 2011 when he was governor and I was brigade commander, and I've seen in him a leader who thinks security. He eats security, he sleeps security, and wakes up with security. The period he served as governor, we all know what happened, what transpired. He is the first to invite me to the political terrain. I was in Benin, Cotonou. One evening he called me and said, come and join my political campaign for the primaries. And behold, I had no hesitation. And as such, what happened? What happened during the primaries? He came second in order of the votes. He scored 316, while President Tinubu scored 1,271. And we have the sitting vice president came after him, and the sitting senate president came after him. The number 2 and number 3 in the order of precedence. What does that say? It means he has a great political future. I see Amaechi playing fully the political leadership of this country, and I think his political role has just fully started. Your Excellency, I say congratulations. Secondly, this is my opinion, my views. I'm not a member of this government of Tinubu, you all know, but we played a prominent role in ensuring that he won the elections. But the topic, democracy and the Republic of Poverty, I want to take a historical perspective in context of our country. Please, 1, 2. This has essentially been done systematically and influenced by the International Monetary Fund and World Bank. And you will see, during the time of IBB, the Structural Adjustment Program and the Belt tightening policies, the foreign exchange, the regulations started fully during IBB's period. And also, it went on for the regulation, Shagari's era, Obasanjo's presidency, Jonathan's presidency, and of course, Buhari's presidency. We saw gradual pauperization of the Nigerians. The poverty level continuously increases, gradually then. But the only difference with this administration is that it came more radical. It is massive and sudden. It was not gradual, Listen to me. It was not gradual like the previous administration. It has its own advantages, this radical position. It shows a change from what we have been doing. We've been suffering gradually and smiling, but this time around it came out fully to show that we must get it right, because we cannot continue. This is my own opinion. The main challenge, finally, yes. The main challenge, or the main challenges, and of course disappointment of the majority of Nigerians are the seemingly insensitive or insensitivity to the massive impact of the government policy. Poverty and insecurity are real, and we all know. And we believe probably the second half of this administration will make a difference. Otherwise, I can see the coalition working hard. Thank you. God bless.
So his closing remark is that, you see, in order not to probably get caught back, by the way, you know, that maybe the second time of thiefnubu will be better, or the coalition, this, you know what I mean? The Federal Republic of Poverty. Oh, I just thought it was like the poverty capital of the world. Poverty capital. Which one is higher, right? Like in ranking, poverty capital of the world, or Federal Republic of Poverty. Here is what Athiefku had to say. He said thiefnubu and his gang, they have weaponized poverty, in his own words.
I want to amend a little bit of amendment and state weaponization of poverty. Why I say so? When I was growing up in the north, the most prosperous city or state was Kano State. The most prosperous. And incidentally, as soon as I finished my secondary school, my first location was Kano State. I never saw people sleeping outside. Then there were no villages of my own. I never saw people sleeping outside or outside the shops in Kano State. Recently, people were all over state sleeping under the bridge, on the streets, who are driven out by poverty and insecurity. There is a state agency in Kano responsible for providing succor to such people. And they started doing their work and enlightening people and removing people from under the bridges and outside on the streets. What happened? They were called to Abuja and they were told to stop it. That is why I said I wanted to amend the topic of today to add state weaponization of poverty. This particular government is weaponizing poverty. You may call me a conspirator, you may call me anything, and that is why we are in this alliance, to make sure we don't allow them to continue weaponizing policy. Of course, one of our star conspirators is Governor Rotimi Amaechi. Therefore, we are here to wish you many happy returns of the day, and we will continue to conspire with you to make sure we minimize poverty, and we don't use state machinery to weaponize poverty. I thank you very much. God bless you all. I want to
Sorry about that. So that's Athiefku, also offering to save us from thiefnubu, to save us from APC, Ebekebe, the monster they all created. But there is a man in that room as well. His name is Dickson. He's the former governor of Bayelsa. And he is also a senator. That's where he retired. He retired to the Senate as a senator. But he quickly reminded all of them. He said, well, probably he's heard so much that day. And when he got to his turn, he was like, well, I see here that majority of you here are Syria like groupists. You all have an idea of how to remove president. Just the same way you removed Egbere Jonathan. Of course, everything they condemned Jonathan for, everything has been done and redone in multiple folds by the same guys. Just to remind them, in case if some of them are forgotten, I believe, right? And that's Dickson. Listen.
Governments who are here, your Royal Majesties and Highnesses, and in particular my brother, and is there at the settlement. And all of you, our leaders, friends, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like on behalf of my family and I to congratulate my dear brother and his wife, his family, achieving a very significant milestone of 60. It seems to me that we may have conspired at the other side, but he came to this sphere few months before I did. I will be 16 January. So I congratulate you. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Madam for taking very good care of our brother. He's actually looking far younger than 60. We are all here with Chief Maiyegun, His Excellency is our leader here, Secondus is here, Lydia, and all of us as part of this national audience, but also as people from our zone who are here with the all of us here to congratulate and show solidarity with our brother. And by doing so, look up to a future politics that will transcend victory and division and disagreements of the past. Congratulations. While we were governors, I can attest to the fact that you invested seriously in security. You were flushing out criminals from River State, just as I was also from Bayelsa, flushing them out from Bayelsa. And they have difficulty determining where to run to. It's not enough. It's good for governors to build roads and flyovers, but then you must identify priorities. Security, investing in education, investing in health care, building security, and showing and demonstrating democratic temper in the way we handle our management. On a light note, when I came in there and climbing up, I have seen a lot of you, and as my brother El-Rufai has said, there are a number of you who are expert conspirators, who have assembled coalitions party in 2015. And when you did so, particularly to a clueless government, years down the line, we thought that there would have been no weaponization of poverty.
Thank you, sir.
And that all the challenges of Nigeria would have been gone.
Thank you.
But 11 years down the line, here we are, assembled to still bemoan the fate of our country. And the only agenda and conspirator, as some of you are, is that this time, shine your eyes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Happy birthday. God bless you.
That's his own position. Shine your eyes. I don't know if every one of you sees one very stupid individual that dropped a comment. It's very usual, right? But it's been a long time I've actually seen any kind of like idiot jumped on Maiyegun's diary political. Did you see that comment where somebody said the Yorubas are the problems of Nigeria? Are you sure you are on the right platform, by the way, bro? Mr. EGK, or what's that your name? Are you sure you're not on the wrong platform? Because you see, we are doing our best to try to make everyone sees how stupid and foolish it is, right? For anyone to be involved in this their tribal, ethnic, blame game, finger pointing, supremacy battle, and the rest of that, where you can easily just jump into something and say, the Igbos are the problem of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Igbos are victims of the failed contraption, right? Like an ordinary Igbo, right? You can jump into a conversation and say, the Yorubas are the problem of Nigeria because the Yoruba politicians are there, right? Or you can easily just say the Hausas. It's so easy and convenient, and there are some of you who live in that loop, who live in that, what have you. So I hope they get rid of you from that mist. Somebody should help me knock that idiot spanner. Because I don't think I really have to be explaining. So, you know, as you have, I stumbled on a TikTok engagement where, you know, the same way I have come here to share with you the, what do you call it, the miserable animals parading themselves as Runukus, the Runu Nazis and the rest of them, right? Whenever they are pushing out this their madness, this their tribal nonsense, we get to let people understand that they do not and will never represent the Yorubas. These are pure enemies of Yoruba land. And the only water that is watering them is thiefnubu and this APC, kinds of politics. Right? And in that same breath, we try to discourage others from actually using a blanket statement on an entire race or an entire tribe or an entire ethnic. So that's some level of maturity that comes with education if you have to re-educate yourself. But there are so many of you, even in Igbo land, who are like horrible bigots. Like, I don't think you think anything at all. You have been fed to believe that Yorubas hate you, just the same way some mofos have been fed in Yoruba land that the Igbos hate them. So you miserable miscreants, you miserable cons, right? You should never stumble on Maiyegun's diary political. It is not a suitable place for you. Do you understand? Please. All right? And I mean, this is a place where even those who pretended to be above board, to be above the bigotry, we still do get them exposed here because you can't pretend for long. Truth will never make you comfortable if you are an hypocrite. I'm a Yoruba man. Millions of Yorubas are currently suffering in that contraption. And a Yoruba man is their president. Yorubas have been given appointments. Same way Bokohari was your president. Rather than provide for the Fulanis, they preferred to provide and protect a Fulani terrorist. Today, there are Fulanis in Nigeria who are like part and parcel of that place. They didn't come from Niger or where have you. But today, when their man was there, what's the difference in their lives today? Endangered, right? Flagged. So don't come to me. I'm a Yoruba man, a very proud one. thiefnubu and his gang do not represent me. They will never represent me. And they do not represent millions like me. So if you possibly have been so drawn to the charade of these Ronukus and their sort of like politics of hatred. Hey, you're free to go and join them wherever they are, but don't come to Maiyegun. They are political. It's a pure distraction. Somebody should knock that person a spanner, please. A very heavy one. Don't put them on timeout. Don't put him on timeout. I don't want to see him ever again, please. If there is anybody that says, "Oh, leave him alone," just leave him, okay? Knock that person spanner as well. Anybody that tells you that that's Ash, knock that one spanner too. These are a bunch of mofos that ordinarily mundane things are what gets their attention. Like mundane things are that takes their energy. How Yoruba is better than Igbo. How Igbo is better than Yoruba. How this one is better. How Yoruba food is better than Igbo food. How Igbo food. How all this nonsense, mundane things. These are miserable people. All right. So I just used you as a point of contact, by the way, AGK or whatever your useless name is, okay? I use you as a point of contact because there are people like you watching. Some of them don't have the courage to say it. You miserable elements, right? Well, yeah. I said the people we call the strange bedfellows are conspiring, as they call themselves publicly, conspirators, conspiring to save all of us from thiefnubu and his gang. So you can see through them. So I love what he said the last, his parting word, that as you are plotting now, open your eyes, it's up to you. But to the Ronukus, to thiefnubu and his own gang of thieves, now penny they pay now. If you want the power, come and get it. Do you even understand that this thiefnubu is aviator? Do you call that person aviator? No. What do you call that person that sort of like captains a ship? Do you call them captain? So they made a video for thiefnubu's 2 years. Now APC to APC, hand over to APCO. However, they said the Nigeria where thiefnubu met, and like DCP. Have you seen this clip? That one, not that one, another one.
The storm had already begun when he took the wheel. The sea was snarling, the sky torn open, and the ship was drifting without purpose or power. No map could help, but he steered anyway, straight into the storm. It takes a steady hand on the tiller to stay the course when the waves are lashing all around, and your shipmates are growing restless and hungry.
Yeah, they made a video, AI video for Koolu. So that ship is Nigeria. 250 million of them they inside that ship. About now die everybody day. Since Koolu is your captain, right? But not to people, like I said, not to people around Koolu. You see me like this right now. I am, to the Ronukus, I am just an hater. There's nothing thiefnubu will do that somebody like me will ever acknowledge. Meanwhile, my own barometer, my own measurement process or criteria, put it that way, is that you cannot, ladies and gentlemen, you do not need any PR when policies of government is changing your life. Like, if you remember when this whole thing started, subsidy is gone, it practically changed everyone's life. Everyone. Let's be honest. Because the reaction was spontaneous. It was like that. But we all know that to now get you back to where you are may take time, but you will feel it when they are doing it. It's not somebody being paid doing PR to tell you that everything is getting better, but you put your hand in your pocket, and right there it is, empty. And whenever you even manage to pull something out of that pocket, what is the value? So policies affect people directly. You don't need PR. There's no amount of I don't like them that would make what is obvious, right? Denied. No, you can't deny what is obvious. Everybody is feeling it. People have gotten to a stage that they are adjusted. Because that's what you have. People have adjusted to what it is while hoping that it's going to get better. I've used my own personal example. I've used my own personal life as an example. And I use that all the time. Nothing is easy anywhere. All right? Politicians can be said to be the same everywhere, but they are not per se. I mean, they are different from what you have in Africa, unfortunately, okay? Because as greedy and as selfish, as corrupt as they are, they will never hate on their country so much that they will do what these rogues have done to you in Nigeria, told their own people about a material now, revolution, you know, like uprising every now and then. They would have been forced to resign, you know? So I live in the UK. When the economy got shaken, especially in the beginning of the Russian-Ukrainian war, remember? We all felt it for months, for over a year. And we're told why. And the moment they said, oh, the reason why you are suffering this is because, you know, you are using the future, your future supply of energy. So therefore, we are purchasing for the future use. And the price we are purchasing right now is expensive. So what we are doing right now is that we are making the one we have right now expensive, while we are using the one we are buying to replace what we are, you know what I mean? So by so doing, when the moment it's being changed after 6-7 months, and guess what, right? When they realized that was going to really cause a bigger problem, whether you have job or you don't have job, or whether you are rich or you are not rich, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter then. Everyone was offered a certain amount of money, and it wasn't like giving cash to anybody. Everybody got that money directly. Some of them got the money directly cash in their bank. Some got the money directly to their provider. And in the midst, it's called subsidy. For the period it was going to last, we knew. The moment it stopped, everything started coming down little by little, little by little. And same was everything in the shops. Do you understand? Same thing as well with the Bank of, the Bank of England. When it was the inflation was going up, they increased their, interest. When the inflation started coming down, they told us it would come down at so time, and it started coming down, they reduced their banking interest. Everything responded to it equally, just like that. They didn't take us back to where we were. Do you understand me now, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh, did they now take you back to when you used to buy 24 eggs for £1.20? Well, they didn't. However, the point I'm making is that you could tell when things are so hard that people will complain, cost of living crisis, this and that, and they will tell you this is why. And then the moment things changes, they will say, oh yeah, it's changing now, it's going to come down. You will feel it. You don't need any PR. You don't need any vuvuzelas on social media to do that for you. So unfortunately, what you have in that contraption is just pure lies. And then praise singers. Like they had it at their fake commissioning. 30 kilometers of road commissioned out of 750 kilometers. And that, to Akpabiole, Nigeria is winning. He actually sang for thiefnubu.
Who has both sight and vision. And this, for me, is something I must advise our governors, particularly those of them who are on their second terms. Do not give power to anybody who is not looking for power. Don't give power to anybody who is not prepared. Don't go hiding in your heart that this boy is very subservient. He's always kneeling down when he's talking to me. The wife is always rolling on the floor. I think I should make this one the governor. If you do that, you are giving power to somebody who is not prepared for governance, and they will disappoint you. That is where betrayals normally start. I'm just trying to advise. For the progressive governors, I believe that all of you are doing well, because you are being led by a man who has both sight and vision. This is like 90 kilometers already done within 1 year. I have no doubt that very soon I'll drive through Akwa Ibom down to Lagos to, singing song and saying things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, I said things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government, things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations. I thank you all.
Asiwaju, congratulations. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. That's a very Asiwaju, President. But of course, this video, obviously, there are so many dimensions in what he said, especially the
things are getting better. And that's the same thing Wike responded. Because after the gathering of Amaechi and others, right? So Wike, things are getting better. And even though thiefnubu did not score 10% in Abuja in 2023, Wike will make sure that thiefnubu wins Abuja landslide. And you hear that Akpabio was advising the progressive governors to make sure that people who they will give power to, all right, second-time governors. So they must be careful. Now, to Wike, who gave power to somebody he suspected to be obedient, or maybe not that word obedient, subservient to him, somebody who was like down to earth. That is the spineless, seamless Wike-Fubara, all right, who later disappointed Wike. So in a conversation in Abuja, which is Wike's time for media chats, he does media chats. Like his own media chat is not like the ministers. No. Normally, right, ministers will gather, okay, or appointees will gather to come and brief you what government is doing, happy. Unfortunately, Wike is different. You go call all media guys to his own house in Abuja, in the garden, nice weather, and all that. He'll set the cameras, set the microphone, everything. And then we'll be having a good time. So he was talking about his experience when Wike-Fubara was on the side, was on the side of his enemies. So according to Wike, I'm still coming back to that Abuja issue, right? According to Wike, he was always asking himself, like, but why? Was that necessary? All this shege that Wike-Fubara said he will show him, right? That he used to go back and ask himself, like, you know what? I can't quote him. Listen.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you a point-blank question.
Yes.
This crisis, if I may call it that, between you and Wike-Fubara, is there going to be an end to it?
I don't know what you mean by crisis between me and
That's why I said, let me put it that way.
I don't have any crisis with him.
So whatever is going on now in Rivers State, is there going to be a resolution soon?
I don't have that.
You do understand, Honorable Minister.
Is that not fair right now to lift the state of emergency?
I'm not the president who declares state of emergency.
Yeah, but it's your state. Do you think there's enough peace now?
If Mr. President had called me that time, I wouldn't have agreed for state of emergency. So he knows. He doesn't want to lift. He has everything on his I don't know.
But politically, is it right? Is this
I have never supported. So the issue of because it's right or not, it does not arise.
But
what I said was that his declaration of emergency was to save the governor, because the governor was almost impeached. That was not our own hope. We wanted after the people we accept to severally. But the president is wisdom. And that's why I said the governor said it, that his people should not be talking too much. That the president saved him. I did not say it. He said it. Now the point I'm making, when you say crisis, I have told you severally, I don't have crisis. But rather, the governor, unknown to me, gave himself to be the tool for those who couldn't fight me to fight me. You see, when people talk about resolution, sometimes when I go back, in my quiet moment, I play the video of the speeches of the governor. What he said, what he did to me, I will. Was it necessary? This was somebody who brought you, gave you food, gave you everything, did this for you. Then you became a tool for his enemies to fight him. You know, we're all human. When people say there should be peace, nobody said there should be no peace. How do you feel? How do you feel? Take for example, how do you feel? You know what you pass through by sending your son to school. You know what you pass through to make it be a human being. All of a sudden, in the night, your son came with 2 people with gun to shoot you. Just tell me, is this something that will just go away like that from your mind? You made sure you gave your son good education. You made sure you provided food for him. You made sure he didn't lack. You are ready to sacrifice everything you had, and you made that sacrifice. In the night, they said the armed robbers. Who are the armed robbers? Your son is the one carrying gun. Your time is up. Somehow, God helped you. You didn't die. Now people come, carry your son, come and beg you, you know, is your son. I agree. But is it
even held your leg?
It's not correct.
Okay.
There's never been a
But
time.
they are so remorse. So.
What is the remorse? Has it met with anybody? You see, I have told people, these politics of television, these politics, I feel so bad. Each time I read these things, I feel so bad. Because, yes, once Governor Dapo Biodun, Governor Feboy, and one of the leaders from the Southwest, he came to my house, brought him. Yeah, okay, brought him. I said, listen, he's ready to make peace. This and that. I said, yeah, I don't have problem. If you want to make peace, he has the yam, he has the knife. He said he was traveling. He traveled. I have not seen him since that day. So when people talk about that,
Nigeria is not a real place, by the way. Everybody knows that the reason why that political crisis is happening in Rivers State is simply because of sharing of public fund. So Fubara, Wike, they have both denied what is actually the problem. Every time they would just like walk around it. And it has become more or less like everybody just reached their own conclusion. And as some of you are laughing right now watching that, you know what I mean? Like you are just laughing at the shame that contraption and his leadership sort of has become. Put it that way. Because somebody boldly, all right, is kind of like taking responsibility for, how do you put that? You know, take responsibility for whatever it is that went on between them. Okay, taking responsibility for being a block that you can say maybe a block to either peace or war, put it that way. Because number one is he has no any official view in Rivers State whatsoever, but everybody agrees that it must be appeased, sort of like a faction that must be appeased if you want to kind of return order, or if you want to return the supposed people's mandates back to power. So their state of emergency time is running out. And I think they are already almost 4 months into it. So would thiefnubu extend it? Or would Fubara vow for his godfather to make sure that they return him to power? And what are the conditions? So the point here is that somebody, an individual, has so much power simply because he rigged somebody to power, and that person reneged on whatever it was, their agreement. And today, you are watching that man on TV saying, oh, they brought this, they brought that to come and beg me. But I don't have any problem. There is no problem as long as he's ready to do what is right. What is that thing that he needs to do that will make Wole Wike, right, to stop granting media, what do you call that in again? Media pally like that, media charts every AK market day. But it is just, the shame that contraption has become. In my own opinion, that's what it is. Everybody look at that, this Wole Wike. Others have sort of like made up their minds that except something happens, right? Nigeria is hopeless, irredeemable. Every time you look at the characters like that, you just like, man, that place is irredeemable. Like, except something happens. Because you'll be shocked that those who are actually angling to take over from them are possibly even worse. Angling, when I say those are the ones who are waiting, they're waiting in line. I'm not talking about the coalition yet. Those ones are even worse. I say worse in Ghana. But that's not the only thing where Wike responded to. So Rotimi Amaechi's birthday, which now became the gathering of coalition, where Wike had this to say, including Abuja. If you are in Abuja, you may need to watch this. Though he also said that there is nobody inside PDP, no one in PDP that can boldly come out and say they should suspend him, or even suspending or dismissing or expelling from their party. Because according to him, he's been an asset to PDP, and he's an asset anytime. That he contributed so greatly to PDP than anybody in that party, dead or alive. And he is going to lead the thiefnubu's re-election campaign, and he will remain in PDP. Well, that's not how he said it too, but that was my own version. That's my best interpretation of what he said. Now, take a look. So to those of you who are in Abuja, right, you may have a big task on your hands, because to Wole Wike, he has, okay, now let's kind of look at it this way. So Wole Wike, he has reconstructed roads than anyone ever. He has, he's done projects, he's done bridge, and he's done roads. That's enough for all of you to return a call. But it is the way he puts it. That's kind of like putting it, like puts you off. Now, for both, listen to this one.
Now, aside from all the political talk, the average Nigerians have been complaining of hunger. And now we are seeing people who have served like 2 times governor and minister also saying the hunger has come to them. It feels like hunger pro max at this point in time. Now, how is your administration and the Renewed Hope administration addressing that specifically? Because we're seeing politicians say they're hungry.
You know what I don't like in Nigeria? We have the time to listen to jokes.
But they are influential people.
Which influential? What makes them influential? You think they're influential?
A former governor and minister?
Hold on. You are talking about Rotimi Amaechi?
Yes, sir.
And you have been specific. I don't know how a man will choose his 60th birthday to tell lies. It's unfortunate. Of all time, it's your 60th birthday that people are celebrating you. You used to tell lies to Nigerians. You are hungry. Let us tell ourselves this. He was speaker 1999 to 2007. And if anybody knows, he was the most pampered speaker. Then he was reading law in London as a speaker 1999 to 2007. He became a governor 2007 to 2015. He was still reading law in London. 8 years as Speaker of Rivers State House Assembly. 8 years as Governor of Rivers. He never talked about hunger. He became a minister for 2015 to 2023, 8 years, super minister, transport, where you were borrowing money for exit bank loans. You didn't talk about hunger. 2 years you have left office. I'm in coalition because I'm hungry. You're only hungry of power. And that's just failure on his part. How do you look at it? How do you insult Nigerians? How do you trivialize the issue of hunger or poverty? Why do you do that? You're insulting Nigerians. You joined Atiku. You joined El-Rufai because you are hungry. Have you not insulted Nigerians? Just that you can't stay out of power. That's the hunger. You can't stay out of power. How would a man say 1999 to 2023 we stand before Nigerians who presided over billions of naira? These were the same man who on the national television told Nigerians he doesn't like money. Meanwhile, dollar was showing. Meanwhile, dollar. You are carrying dollar. And you are telling Nigerians you don't like money. What kind of country is this? And we are listening to that. And you said it's inflation.
Now,
It didn't finish show. Like I said, I've got sorry, 1 sec. I've got the give me a second. Something has happened to one of my cams, right? Anyway, I want you to listen to the other part. This one is that of the PDP. Who will remove me from inside PDP? Listen up.
Without one piece, nobody. I've got assembly.
Your Excellency, Your Excellency, you are operating on two theaters, the national level, and you didn't attend the last NEC meeting of the PDP.
There was no NEC meeting.
Legally.
No, I don't know about it, so I should attend illegal.
So, then, secondly, you are operating also in rivers. Is there a possibility of is there a possibility at all, if you look at it, because now the emergency will soon expire, is there a possibility of you reconciling with the governor of Rivers? That's the first part of the question. Second part of the question is that we are moving towards 2027. How do you see your future in the PDP?
What is my future?
You are in the PDP.
Was I not in PDP before? No. Am I not in PDP? What is my future? Listen, I've told you this thing. Is it because of our Swaju presidency? Is it what they're talking about?
Yes, it is important.
Why do you have to ask me that? Don't you know that I
said that you want to run against him, in fact.
So are you not aware that I will lead the campaign in Rivers State? Why you want me to say no? Are you not aware that he did not get up to 10% here, but he will win here? Are you not aware?
Okay.
So don't be asking me questions. You know. You know.
You are going to lead the campaign.
Of course.
Okay. For the APC.
Is that hidden?
Okay. Honorable Minister, sir, just because we're pressed for time.
Because I have said the South must produce the president.
Honorable Minister, now aside from all the political...
If I say something about PDP today, they are telling me, let them, I know you are not the one to lead me, say it. Let them leave the party.
So, but people are saying the party will die a natural death.
Let me tell you, because some people want to kill it. We say it will not die. We'll make sure they will not die. That's why we don't allow them to get what they want.
But it's losing stronghold. Delta is gone already.
That is to tell you, okay, look at it. If it's a party, leadership problem, look at it. You won't tell me that you have intelligence that Delta will go. You won't tell me that you have intelligence that was the
Akwa Ibom.
Now, leadership. Should you have action to have? No. Send a team. But why are you doing this? No, you're making a mistake. This. Impunity. Let them go. Let them go. You know, it's opposition does not do impunity. No. We try to see beg, put everybody together. You don't say, let them go. Let me tell you, they are not playing the gallery. I cannot do that. The more you look the less all these people shouting. I just give you some time. I came out. You have seen me here. I said I will support that. So I didn't say that. I didn't support these people. The way we won other elections, that's how we will win. You don't understand me? I'm not a liability. I'm an asset. Whether you agree or you don't agree, I'm an asset. Okay. All right. Whether you want to die, you don't want to die, I'm an asset. It don't matter. You may not like me. If you are liking it, has nothing to make me not to be. I'm an asset.
You have not said what you want to say about people.
At the appropriate time.
All right, we just have to go now. We know national assets,
yes.
Minister. Since it's an asset to PDP, it's also an asset to APC, so you are a national asset.
I'm an asset to making sure that the more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see.
Wike. He has given you the hint. If you like, pretend that you didn't hear that. He didn't score 10% the last time. He will win. He will win. And you know aware that I'm going to lead the Asiwaju campaign in River State. The way we won the last time is the way we are going to win again. And how many of you remember the way they won the last time? It's those of you who have family members, who have children, who are doing NYSC in 2027. Well, ish. I don't be everything I'm going to tell you. Here you get. So in 2027, once they say they are bringing the INEC gig, go collect them. Tell your children, avoid them. Because the likes of Wike, some of those they killed in River State in 2023, those ones they macheted, butchered like that. With NYSC clothes too, because they don't want to release password for results. About the 2027, right? Go join them again. Wike don't tell you. They have no other result they expect than to win. By all means. Do you know what that means, right? Anyway, after leaving that with Wike and his drama, I decided to make a stop in Benue. Director's Court. You've heard about that. The place is called Naka in Benue. The recent community, among other communities that just came under the attacks of the Fulani terrorists. So last night, some of the residents were seen fleeing their community until this morning when their governor visited them. And the governor said, more than 33 people have been confirmed killed. It is the killing spree again, ladies and gentlemen. Last night. So people were like, and this morning, when the supposed Reverend Father Governor earlier visited, he told the media this.
As last night, we had some horrible attacks again in Apa local government and Go West. It started with the Go West. Before midnight, the attackers were repelled, but then much afterwards again, they came back in larger numbers, and then they were the rascals of deaths. now the social media is giving different numbers. What we have done is I'm just coming out from a meeting with the security heads in the state, the military, the police, the civil defense, and the DSS, and all the security advisors. So they've been directed to move immediately to the 2 local governments. So that is where they are headed now. The figures of casualties we're hearing in Apa. We had 7 injured people, and the injuries, some injuries were life-threatening, and therefore 3 people were lost at the hospital. Right at the spot in Ampali Atiku area, 8 lives were lost immediately. We also got on-the-ground assessment and reports from the military that 1 other life was lost. So now, officially, what they have reported to us is 12 bodies, 12 lives lost, and 12 bodies were recovered. Some families had buried. Some lost life from their families immediately. So we're hoping that once they get again on ground, coupled with the report we have received from families and from government officials there, then we'll be able to update you as well. In Gwe West local government, again the numbers are varied. But right on the spot, again, remember the attacks came in, the attackers came in, they were repaired, so they left, and then much deep into the night, they got back. And then initially 5 bodies were recovered, and then later on in the early hours of this morning, 6 more bodies were recovered. 3 badly injured are in the hospital. In the security meeting here, with the phone calls we made with those right on the ground, it's possible that the numbers would be on the increase. But this is, for now, this is the report we have received from both the chairmen of the 2 local governments and then the other security intelligence officers who are on ground. But again,
of our grazing leaders, oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that you have peace in our nation. Or join them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their adjournment. Furthermore, our security agents.
It's a sad one, man. Like, you actually need to see some of the bodies. From what we independently verified, there were more than 60 people killed in those 2 local government areas. And they are so close to Makurdi in their recent attacks, so close to Makurdi, state capital, were slaughtered on their farms, macheted, gunned down on their own farms. This is not just the evening or night attacks, so like people were gunned down on their own farms by these terrorists. But they're doing everything to make it look like it is not that bad, because if you insist, that is automatically going to make thiefnubu look bad. Because to thiefnubu and his gang, they are doing so well. All these things we are hearing, they are just social media noise. Or people who don't like thiefnubu, they are the ones saying all these things. Wild lives of Nigerians are like, when we leave them at that, we can say the terrorists who cannot be stopped. So Nigerians are now at the mercy of these terrorists. But there are so many terrorists or terror groups being created. There are uniformed ones too, somewhere in those states. So they created a group and they call them task force by Opeodoyo, the Dodoyo governor of Edo. So they arrested a violator, somebody who sort of like got arrested for, I don't know, violating environmental law or something. So the task force grabbed her, and took her to a court. I don't know, like you're supposed to be in a court or a customary court, but there's no violator now, and that automatically turned to an abuse, which also gained traction on social media. A snippet from that.
Brutality, a human brutality, a human brutality, a
you know, like that then gained traction on social media. So the area is called Oba Oka local government area. So the chairman now came out, who happened to be the one in control of those boys, and in his own defense.
Festus Baluma, the CSO to Wike-Fubara Local Government Council. As this morning, I saw a video from Abatobaze, a viral video of some of our men. They were fighting in the court. So I decided to swing into action and make an arrest of those people that were involved. And we are going to hand over them to the police so that the police can make a proper investigation. These are the people. Please. Yes, please. These are the three people that were involved. So we are now handing over them to the police so that the police will go and do a proper investigation on that issue. Please come. Please take them away.
But what really transpired? Because the people want to know what actually happened.
Actually, I was not there. I saw the video. So that's when I quickly come into this place. So the police will now ask them what transpired. So that is the duty of the police.
Right. What's your name again?
My name is Festus Baluma, the CSO to Wike-Fubara Local Government. So police, please take them away. Yeah.
Who's the last person?
Thank you. Festus Baluma.
The power of social media. But I feel like some of you don't believe that they will do anything to them. That's just for the camera. Well, we hope the lady, the pregnant, they say she's pregnant, the assaulted lady will continue to push for justice. At least that was very swift. It all happened yesterday, and the promptness in which they have reacted and made a video of it's quite plus, like, you know, commendable, I want to say. But we'll leave that one, because this issue of police, is also next as well, right? So Omoyele Sowore was with one guy who is representing the police, reading out Showore's crime this time around to him in a conference room like room. I don't know why I sort of like got so, I mean, interested, right, in the video itself. Is it that the police invited someone and they said, you know what, we are charging you for so and so, the reason why we arrested you, so we just need to inform you here and all that? Or is it just a theater? I don't know. But if you have not seen this, this is a Nigerian police telling Sowore his latest crime. But what happened next? You just have to add it to his next case. Nigeria.
How we're calling you is because of a case of resisting and obstructing police officers while performing their lawful duty, disobedience to lawful order, acts intended to cause grievous harm or prevent arrest, compelling action by intimidation, reckless and negligent acts refusal to assist public servants, and cyber stalking, and equally false information. Your actions, attitude, and behavior of that very particular day and that video you had personally posted portrays you of committing these offenses. Unless otherwise, you can be able to prove to us that there was something different or we are not the person on that video. So we are going to give you a statement. You will now read it. After reading your rights, let us have your own version. If you want me to go further, I can say on the 9th of January 2025, one Omele Sowore, male of African Action Congress, House 1, 1Q Road, opposite Abuja Unity Hospital, Lube Federal Housing, Abuja, while being conveyed in a Toyota Camry car.
So the video is on the internet, and when I saw it, and I'm like, Sowore has like 100 cases. All right, he's got case with the DSS. He's got case with some pastors. He's got case with some billionaire, which is a politician, and Neduwoko. So he's got so many cases. He's got case against the police IG. He has a case. No, they have cases against him. Let's be honest. It's not like him having a case against them. They're having cases against him. So him seated there listening to the latest one that says, "Oh, you giving false information, harassment, cyberbullying, and other stuff, right? Disobeying police officers, trying to fight police officers, this and that." I'm like, it was really tough to be a Sowore, or maybe it must be really fun because he has grown so used to them right now that he's becoming an irritant to them. You know what I mean? Like the bone tied to the neck of a dog. Dog loves bones, right? But this particular one is not for eating. You know how tempting and how frustrating it will be. So I think so. So when I was like watching that video, I'm like, Sowore is there saying, okay, she new one, is this the new one? All right, add them to the list of other ones and give me a court date. Talking about police. But we'll leave police for a second, right? Give me a second. We'll leave the police for a second, or should we not? No, don't let us leave the police for a second, because that one happened in the office, right? This other one happened on the street, on the road, when one police officer was set at the overhead bridge. Is that what you call the second Niger bridge, or the Niger bridge? The overhead bridge, right? Onitsha overhead, right? So they said those policemen who mounted roadblocks, collecting bribes from the motorists. So one truck driver refused to bribe, and when he refused to bribe them, an overzealous police officer fired shots and shot at his, demobilized him. That is, shot at his tire to demobilize him. In protest, other truck drivers decided to just stay on the road until a new tire is bought for this driver. It was dramatic. Police versus the motorist somewhere at the overhead bridge, Onitsha. Let's see if I still have that up, by the way, for you. 1 second. There you go.
They must pay for this tire. Say people gonna motor here. I'm a non hold up. I'm a going on the tire. I'm not happening life in a target on the chat. I am the police in there because of a gun. I'm a here drivers in the face news. I'm a here drivers in the face news. They must pay for this tire. I'm going to drive and spend the news. I'm also driving at here. Kakata news. This is Mr. Laka. You name it unwilling Salaka. What a nonsense. Driver coaching here. I need no driver. They must pay for this thing. Can put to a stop for this. Can be a beer. Only Libya. Apua. They will put an end to this nonsense. I must miss a man na the license. After news, they will try to suffer you. They will try to wicked you.
So do you get that? So the motorists insisted that the police would have to buy them or buy the driver a new pair of tire. Something that their protest later paid off when the DPO of that area, possibly the boss to these criminal police officers. The driver was lucky that he wasn't shot because we've had instances where, well, we have scenarios, right, where such misfire, they've ended the lives of all these innocent, hard-working drivers on the road, right? So this one paid off by forcing the hand of the boss of these policemen. Somebody said, well, fair enough, the traffic will be cleared in another few minutes or few hours. But you see that money where they take by that tire, now the motorist could still pay them. Because that means that will be the target for the same crew, the same police officers, the criminals that shot at that tire for making the DPO lose over 200,000 naira for tire. Abi, how much do you think that tire will cost for a truck? That can be 200,000, can it? No, it can't. I don't know. But you shall get the drift, right? Whatever they paid for it. But maybe they even took it on credit. Just go into Uche's shop. Uche, do you have a 16 boats? Maybe you have 8 boats. Say, yeah, I have 8 boats. Okay, yeah, please give me the size. Tomorrow, by 4 p.m., my officers will come and pay you. I'm joking. Anyway, that is another police action. This one was on the roadside. There are others. Before we even, let's take a break from the police for a sec, all right? Let's hear this soldier a guy who has been releasing video after videos. In the last 24 hours alone, I've seen at least 5 different videos coming from this guy. He said he's sending message to the supposed the chief of army staff, being a chief of general staff, I don't know. But listen to this, talking about the welfare, the state of welfare of the Nigerian soldier.
Una go say army work na by book, but once you reach money, una go dey use una hair, una no go use the book again. All the whole soldier benefits when they for inside the book, una don't sit down on top. Only una, they enrich all the whole benefit. But if you reach work, una go push the other and may go do the work. But if you reach money, una go dey silent. At that time, una tell the go meeting. Una say a soldier life is not rich una. Go to other countries. Go to others. See their officers, they are having a good relations with their subordinates. When I go to Burkina Faso, I see a whole officer who is commanding the operation ground. Is eating in the same train, not be play to train when they say something for Nigeria. Is eating in the same train with their subordinate. But in the Nigerian army, a private soldier, a sergeant, cannot even eat in the same table with a second lieutenant. Una they form high. That's why our problem, they form high. Other rank are ready to do the work in this Nigerian army. But the officers are the problem we are having. They are the one subdued, they are the one blocking the progress of the victory. I say the army, the victory is by God alone. If you cannot work for yourself, do you think God will come down to come and help you? I'm saying this. Soldiers are suffering. Soldiers are not getting any benefit in the system. Any soldier who injured from being where Meduguri or any state, take it down to 44 in Kaduna, they know they take good care of that soldier. They plan to, if you get any bullet injury, they plan to cut your leg. And that your leg, in order to cut, they will cut them. So that you go just damage for life. And the money when federal government, the health insurance go they break for that your treatment. The officer when they do for 44 now they chop the money. The drugs when the health insurance go they break for soldiers where they not there all right. Now they go come they sell them for soldiers again. Which kind of organization be Nigerian army self? Which kind of organization Nigerian army self? So why can't be say other rank now don't become slave trade under their country, under their own uniform, under rank can't be slave to officers? Why can't be say what they go they do to slave from who come from another country? They can't they do them to a citizen of the Nigeria who stand to be a selfless service to his or our nation. Go to 44. May you see how the life of soldiers they for there. How they suffer there. A soldier get injury. If that soldier not get your money for account, that soldier if they quit die. Now mostly waiting they kill soldiers, not be that. Because if any soldier get accident today, he injured today, Nigerian army is not taking care of that soldier. Now that soldier go to take care of himself. It happened to me. It happened to my colleagues when they sit there for the system now. Any soldier when get, if you are a soldier, you are ready to injure or you injure yourself mistakenly. Now your salary you take treat yourself. Army officers no go care for you. It don't happen to me. I know where I enter inside the MROS. They don't give me better. They give me 1 year medicine. Why are they see medicine? I asked the woman, I said, what are those medicine when they did there? So he said they are meant for officers. Now insurance they bring them. They insure officer. They insure me. They come they give me roadside medicine. Now what did they happen for people for 44 be that? Any soldier when he injured during the fight, that soldier now money till they treat himself. No be army government they treat them or anything when they come from the health insurance. Officers now they chop everything. Soldier go they use their money. I know of my friend who just get injury now, he still gets surgery now. Is my colleague, the same community. Now him mama the same money from village to Ram. May they are the one when they have they buy drugs, they treat himself for that 44. Wicked Nigerian army officers. Idiot. We no go better for now. I talk him again. I say commanding officers. of the Nigerian Army, all the whole officers in Nigerian Army, both commanding officers, not commanding officers. So far you be officers. So far you say now God go punish you for na bad work. Now be problem of the country. I say now God go punish you and me talk am. Any officer when they see my face, when no me, I say me now me talk am. I say God go punish you and me talk am. Look my face well. I dey fear now. Now God go punish you now. Since you say this Nigeria go fall, una no go fit stand as the military to make sure that una make a good Nigeria, so that other country go dey point hand to our country, to our securities. That look at them. Nobody make example with our army or our military or our security. All of una now how to go and buy houses in foreign land, millions dollars, and una they enrich una children, and una they enslave the citizens of this country who stand to come and serve his country as a soldier. Una they use them as a slave. I say, now God go punish you now. Now me talk am, now God go punish you now. I talk am, guys, say now God go punish you now. Una go say army work na by book, but once you...
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
As a soldier, pouring out his heart over the way himself and his colleagues have been treated. How many of you remember when I said that if a survey is conducted on those who are serving as your police officers or soldiers in Nigeria, in your military, there is a chance that more than 80% of your uniformed men in Nigeria, they will never have joined whether military or police or anything, or if they had a real job. Majority, right? Majority of those who you see in Nigeria military and this and that, majority of them joined because they had nothing to do. Yes. It is the only place where they could at least have something called a job. And it's also a place where they are being treated like, no, it's not the only place. It's also the place where they get treated like slaves. So it's not the first to, we've had several soldiers who have reached that boiling point that they had to pick up their phones and record videos to call out the Nigerian army. But people still go on to join them because they believe that they will have access to healthcare. They will have access to salary. And at the same military, they expect to come and save all of you from these rogues. Abi? Well, I'll keep praying for that. Just same way, these guys. It's the guy called Frank Peters or something, right? He's doing a campaign. It's called the Electoral Reform Campaign. You know, those ones who believe that maybe if you pressure the people in government, they will do the right thing. We have to come together and pressure them. So he's been going everywhere, asking those that matter or those in government to please ask thiefnubu to do electoral reform, ask INEC to be reformed, and blah 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 blah. So they went on to go and see Iroboye today, in which his advice for them is to stay out of violence. I think that's why he suspects young people, when they get involved like this, maybe they will become so impatient and they would one day want to challenge the system, and that will be violence, right? Iroboye.
Whatever you do, stay away from violence, because violence does not solve any problem. At the end of everything, if you go through history, you will find that war only destroys. And even after the war is over, majority of the things that they destroy, they will be fixing.
with money that could have been used for better things. Okay, so stay away from violence. Now, as for the election has no meaning if it is not free and fair. Then why bother to have an election if the voting is not going to count? So that one is clear, everybody knows that. So wanting free and fair election is something every right-thinking person will succeed and they will support. Now, the most important thing I need to tell you is the fact that I am a pastor. And when you read Exodus chapter 17, if you read it from verse 8, it's not by accident that God made me in Nigeria. I want it to be well with Nigeria. I will keep on praying. I will pray, and the Almighty God who has given you your own assignment will support you, and that together, at the end of the day, all will be well with Nigeria, and all will be well with all of us. God bless you, sir. You're welcome.
Anyway. And of course, immediately they left the place. He's back on the phone praying for the same people responsible for the destruction of that contraption, which he himself is part and parcel of. His church has contributed greatly to the destruction of Nigeria. If you're an RCCG person, don't take it personal, okay? Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. RCCG has contributed a sizable, effective number of criminals who have helped in destroying this contraption to what it is today. And on the other hand, the reason why we ask you not to be violent is because the moment some of you realizes this and the establishment needs to go down, there is a chance that that will be the time Adeboye will go to London without using a visa, using an aeroplane. You won't need a plane to travel. You won't need a this and that. Maybe that will be the time you will have to run away from that contraption. So he's preaching, telling you that, you know what, guys, no violence, no this and that, because his business partners are the ones who are responsible for that contraption. You get that? Oh, I'm going to go look for that, his prayer. So like I said, right, the reason why Adeboye will advise you not to be violent, because to them everything is like violence if you're asking them to do the right thing, asking them to be responsible and all that. So it's considered as, why are you aggressive towards us? Don't you have respect to have home training? Kind of like, gaslight you, blackmail you, do all of that. So, and until you will say, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. So sorry for yourself. Don't you have elders at home? Are you asking me to be responsible and all that? So I don't want you to get mad. Start a revolution. Everybody go and say, okay, everybody's on the run, another boy. You won't need a visa to travel.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not.
You get that. Omo will leave that aside for those people of faith. Okay? Those who believe in the Sky Daddy, especially. Yeah. Those ones who always wait for the Sky Daddy to solve them. But others are not waiting. Not really. So we have here next, I'm actually like stuck in between. Should I just call it a night? And I'm like, I'll just deliver everything I've got, right? So let's continue. Sorry about that. Natasha, remember Natasha Putti, the senator that accused Akpabio of sexual harassment. And since then, the entire establishment has now been unleashed. Nigeria is not real and can't really be real, okay? Our own case to challenge the actions of Akpabio and co against her seem not to have received any attention. But Akpabio did not institute a case to challenge Natasha of defamation, but it is the Attorney General of Nigeria, that you call your Attorney General of Nigeria. Fagbewon, yeah, that's your Minister of Injustice. Now, Fagbewon has instituted a case against her on behalf of Akpabio and Yeye. Guess what? It gets ridiculous. Wait for it. Attorney General of Nigeria instituted a case against Natasha that she, for accusing Akpabio of sexual harassment, that's defamation. So Akpabio and Yeye Bello, they are now witnesses, super witnesses or star witnesses for your Attorney General, what do you call him? Fagbewon. But she's like, you guys have no idea why Akpabio is revered. There's a big racket going on in that place. Well, we knew, Madam Senator. Coming from your mouth, for the record, it's like keeping evidence to show to those who will hear from people like us and say, how did you know? How did you know all of that? Because people like this will tell us. But we already knew before now. Natasha, talking about the corruption that makes Akpabio very, very, right? Or maybe we have children in the room. It may be for them. Please.
3 months into me being the chairperson of the Committee on Local Content, we're in his office. Usually I tend to avail myself to, attend some meetings. Maybe he's receiving guests and back off. So I usually attend the meetings. So at one of those gatherings, he then went, Senator Uduaha, you haven't reported progress. And I was like, reported progress? He said, yes, that I'm supposed to report progress. So I said, okay, give me a few days, I'll report progress. He said, fine. So I went later on, made a PowerPoint presentation of my activities as a chair then, the meetings we've held, the timeline of events, the action plans. And then I went back to him and I was like, okay, sir, I'm ready to tender my progress report. And then he went, okay, where is it? And then I opened my laptop and I was like, okay, this is it. And he laughed. And I was like, oh, why are you laughing, sir? He said, don't I know the meaning of reporting progress? And I said, I thought it's to give you a feedback on my activities so far. And then he now referred me to a senior senator. He said, why don't you go meet this person and let him educate you on what report progress means? So I went to meet the senator and I was like, sir, I usually respect anyone who knows me will know that I respect my colleagues, even though I respect my seniors, even though we're colleagues. So I was told to approach you so you'll guide me on what reporting progress meant. And he laughed. He was like, it means I should give kickbacks to him. I was like, what do you mean kickbacks? He said money, projects, other perks. I was like, how do you mean I need to return? He said, well, as a chairman of committee, and I'm saying this is me. I don't know if this happens to other as a chairman, but if anyone is courageous enough, they could probably speak. So it's more like the Senate president tasking the chairman of all the committees that periodically they're supposed to bring money to him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not new. That is why people have to bid for juicy House committees, chairmanship seats. Yeah, there are juicy ones. And it is Akpabio that will share it. So you have to curry his favor And they could put you in one very juicy one where you'll be dealing with hundreds of billions. Wherever they put you, you know, you are expected to bring return. All those padding budgets and all that, right? Once everybody gets the money out of the system, they still have to put it back into the system through Akwabiole. Not like getting the system like that. So they own a system because they created it. And I remember when Akwabiole had, what do you call that one? Unimuru, from Ekiti. When he said, Akwabiole was very nice to Natasha. Natasha is a new senator, but they still made her a chairman of a committee, something that shouldn't just be like that. She made her deputy to somebody, right? Vice chairman. But Akwabiole, in his benevolence, right, decided to make Natasha chairman of a committee. And Natasha don't come back now. Say the reason is because everybody always have to bring a return. We've had more than, you know, even the FBI. Like, it should be enough for any reasonable system to, well, I mean, I keep saying that, like, I expected a reasonable system from corrupt people. It's impossible. But leave that aside, okay? And let us go see, because this one is serious, so let's go see Bright, Theo Bright. There's a woman who has been arrested right now in Delta. They said she lured a young girl, 20-year-old girl, to get pregnant so that they could sell her baby. And the whole mess got exposed enough that the police got involved. Now, Bright, still Bright, and that's Bright Edafe. That's something for us on that. Do you want to listen? Please.
I am SP Edafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. Today we're bringing to you a pathetic story of a woman that was deceived by someone who pretended to be a friend, convinced her to thinking that, oh, she can be my friend, deceived her that they were going to Cocoa Market or so. Somewhere along the line, he gave her a drink, unknown to her that that drink has been drugged. She was carrying a 2-month-old baby as her bed. I think this was February 2025. Having taken that drink, she slept off, lost consciousness, and that was how the suspects made their way with her baby. I'm proud to say today, during the 15th day of May 2025, the suspect has been arrested, the child has been rescued and handed over back to the child's biological mother. The child is now 5 months old. We'll be hearing from the mother of the child and also just ask the suspect a very few questions. Your child, when this thing happen, around which month this thing happen?
February 16.
February 16.
2025.
This year, Abi?
Yes. Sir.
How you take meet this madam?
For market.
Okay, wait till now una take become friends.
Now business. Say we want transact business.
Okay. So how she take carry the child from your hand?
She say ma can't know where she dey stay.
Okay.
When we call her, she was in a drink, she give me drink.
Okay, not be inside the bus, she for give you the drink.
No, inside motor.
Okay, inside motor.
Yes.
Okay, which drink she give you?
5 Alive.
Okay, 5 Alive. So after you drink, wetin go happen?
Sleep on your worry me.
Okay.
But I not be sleep inside motor.
Okay.
When we come reach Igbo market, she tell me her children call her. They say they know their house, they go back there. On their way coming back, they'll pick us.
Okay.
Now there we sit down, they wait for our children. I can't give pikin breast. She say man not give pikin breast. I give pikin water.
Okay.
So I can't tell her I give pikin water inside motor. I'm not going to give pikin water now like this. She said no, because you do am. Small children they don't know anything. I give her.
Okay. Like I said, because of the time that we are managing. So at what point when you take find your pikin where you not see your pikin again?
In the night, but I don't know the time because I don't get phone.
When the drug they affect you, when they take carry your pikin, you don't know.
Nah, in the evening.
You were sleeping when you wake up, you don't see your pikin again, or how? How did pikin they miss?
I'm sleeping. I was just sleeping. So when I woke up,
The place where she carry you go, now her house, I mean, na where?
No, not be her house.
Now where?
Now road. She tell me say na her church member store. So na there we sit down.
So when you wake up, when you call letter wake up, you na church member store true.
Yeah. No, I don't know whether na church member.
But as you wake up, you don't see your pikin, you go ask question now.
No, they lock the store. Now on Sunday.
Okay, you not go back there after that day.
No, when we come report the matter for station. Me and the IPO for that station, we go there, but now she go ask question.
Okay, you don't know the question which she asked.
Yes.
Okay, no wahala. So where una call eventually arrest her? Where una find her go arrest? Okay, you two, you don't know. They just tell you say they do arrest her. Okay, now Ogele.
Yes.
Okay. Now Ogele now she dey stay.
Yes.
Okay, no wahala. Which day una arrest her?
On 29th of April.
On the 29th, police arrest her.
Yes.
Okay. How old was your child when she stole the child?
2 months, 1 week.
How old is the child now?
Now like this, 5 months, 6 days.
Okay, thank you. So you've heard from the mother of the child.
No, it's like a throwback though, right? If you're asking for his gloves, that was before, a day before Bright decided to become a forensic detective. Sure, you get that. He has to like wear gloves. Anyway, I thought I should share that. And we just don't know who is watching and who is going to need that. And who is presently under the same kind of like traumatic experience going through the same. So hopefully they'll get their own reprieve as well. Now, a few days ago, the daughter to the governor of Akwa Ibom, Jane, had a video released in which she accused her father of sacrificing her mother for power, and why she could not be, or she would not be sacrificed by her father. Then she put a call through to her father, gave the phone to her son, and her son was questioning her father, which is like his own grandfather. Why do you want us killed? Why do you want us dead? So that went viral enough. But for some reason, the guy decided to respond to it because somebody asked him yesterday. So they asked him about that, like, Mr. Governor, and did you know what he said? He said it was the handiwork of some political enemies. So I was like, what are you talking about, right? Your daughter, this wasn't like a leak. It was your daughter, I mean, it's your daughter that actually released that. It was more or less like a call for help. She recorded it, put it on social media. But his response? Shadow.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Evening, sir.
You are here to attend the 60th birthday celebration of the former State Deputy Governor, His Excellency, Obong Simaikere.
Yes, sir.
What's your wish for him?
Well, what's the wish for someone celebrating birthday 60th? Diamond, we pray that God will continue to strengthen him. God will give him long life, good health, and continue to grant him wisdom to contribute to the development of our state and our nation at large. That's our greatest wish, and I'm here representing the government and people of Akwa Ibom State. He has served meritoriously and very well, so there's no doubt about that. And he continues to inspire us, so we need to support him.
Just a quick one. There is a video making rounds within the social media platforms with allusions to your esteemed family. Your Excellency, what's your reaction?
We are in political times, and so you expect more of that. My family is intact, you can see everyone, and the event we're talking about happened immediately my wife passed last year. So why is it surfacing now? And why is it on the eve of a second-year anniversary that we're celebrating the milestone that we have achieved? this teaches me that there are detractors around, and so my family is intact. You can see that's Jane herself there. That's my daughter, that's the husband. So we have a good family. The pressure on the kids when they lose a loved one and could be traumatic, and we must know that. All I can appeal to the public is, please, they shouldn't bring back sad memories. It's enough that I've lost my wife, and I pray that they allow her peaceful soul to rest in peace, and don't try to. But I can't be distracted. I remain focused. I'll continue to serve Akwa Ibom people, and I don't wish what happened to me will happen to anyone else. So people throwing this around, if that's what they wish for themselves, I wish them luck. But we're running. We're running. My family is intact. I think even in politics, family should be off limits. Family should really be off limits, and so I don't think it's anything. You see me, I'm here, and we're good. You know.
Thank you. Please open.
We are a poor nation. The ban coal will follow. They say firewood will not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, try shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. Do it. We are.
As if firewood is not for fire. Who put this together? Because I remember it was during the campaign, they are talking about the climate change. And they said, what will Koolu do about climate change? That was what brought this explanation. I want to hear it again, because, I mean, I was like dying here.
We are a poor nation. The ban coal will follow. They say firewood will not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, try shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. Do it.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do. I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
Forget it. That's Mr. Strategist, right? There's a guy called Koolu. What's it called? What's his name? Is it called Koolu? What? You know that deputy speaker from Abia State? Well, he has started his own local mobilization for Koolu for 2027 in Abia State, because remember that they said the Easterners through Devulumai, the Igbos, have pledged to give thiefnubu 100% of their votes in 2027. Now, to demonstrate that, so this Koolu guy, right, has now launched the group called Renewed Hope Partners in Abia, right? Let me show you.
From today, I am the ambassador of President Tinubu. I declare that from today, I am the ambassador of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So help me God. And I go back because you are hereby declared partners of Renewed Hope Partners. We are going to call for. We are going to call for prayer. So I give Meruno out of office.
Get ready. Iboloyi. Our Iboto, your people lose stamina, right? Iboloyi, they call it, what is the English of Iboloyi? Doesn't matter. Okay. It's just saying that the kind of votes that Koolu will get from the eastern part of Nigeria would actually cause dizziness for the opposition. That is what you call Iboloyi. I can see some of you from the eastern part of Nigeria laughing in the comment, right? Anyway, we'll leave it to it. Here, another set of young people who have also come around to say they are on the June 12, because you know June 12, right? Shore's AAC, the Take It Backers. So they have declared a national protest against hunger on June 12. And because of this, it is considered by the Ronokus, the sewage dwellers, that it is an effort to embarrass Thiefnubu, and therefore they will mobilize 1 million people that will come out and support Thiefnubu that day. So it's going to be a clash of, sort of like supporters, the force and the against. Now look at those guys. They will be organizing 1 million man protest for Thiefnubu on June 12 to counter any take it back hunger protest or whatever at all. Listen to that.
Freedom come by struggle. Freedom come by struggle. Freedom come. The greatest Nigerian student to fundamental goals. I want to say, I want to yarn, I want to appreciate. Koolu. As the National Association of Polytechnic Students NAPS, we say clearly we will continue to support this administration because it has supported us. But our support is not submission, our loyalty is not silence. We are your allies, not your accomplices. If any government official, regulatory body, or federal agency betray this Renew Hope action by that discredit the student-centered vision of Mr. President, we will speak
Petition surge to the EFCC as your watchdog, loudly, decisively, and constitutionally. June 12, Adupe March, a 1 million students march to say Adupe to Mr. President. We hereby proclaim June 12, 2025 as a day of historic appreciation. Nigerian students across all campuses, polytechnics, colleges, and technical institutions will embark on a 1 million student march, not for protest, but for praise. To say with one voice, Adupe, Mr. President. Thank you for lightening our path. Thank you for prioritizing the students. This is our old democracy day, a day to show that a nation that invests in a student sows the seed of greatness. Our commitment has snapped beyond gratitude into action. Student insurance policy. We are activating a student insurance scheme in collaboration with a trusted partner to guarantee the safety and welfare of all polytechnic students. This will be structured in alignment with the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE), COFA and COED to ensure seamless implementation and accountability. Mental health and emotional wellness. We are launching a national student center campaign to address mental health, combat depression, and break the culture of silence around physiological well-being. Campus security advocacy. Our administration will set up a 61-man committee to generate ideas and provide solutions to the security threats ravaging our nation, Nigeria. The document of these ideas and possible solutions generation shall be presented to Mr. President in no distant time as part of the association's appreciation and support. Working with institutions and law enforcement, we will strengthen campus security frameworks to ensure students feel safe in learning environment. Support system for thriving.
Nigeria, I don't know where you want to start from. You know, we need to rescue this country, really. Where are you going to start from? Educated students, supposed students receiving education, and they are watching us at their own lives and their future are being mortgaged with the policies that, as educated students, they are actually supposed to be the most politically active ever students. You know, because in school, you probably should be taught what implication bad governance will have on you and government policies on you and your future, your career, your dream, and all that. So every student should ordinarily be like, like politically conscious. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, it is Bambi a la politics. And you can say, oh, it's because he's an illiterate. Oh, okay. When you look at these ones, and you can say they are doing this because they are illiterate, Abi. You just listened, you just watched students. NAPS. They promised them 45,000 naira. That's what they promised them. And now that one don't go right manifesto. They will give student insurance, health insurance, mental health insurance with our trusted partners. Really? Really, bro? Like, really? Bro.
Hello, wow. AG, I want to thank you so much for this privilege. I want to thank the governor for giving us this opportunity to be in a hotel. Now we did. Hot room. Hotel and sweet. Now we just granite. Water at 3,000. Water at 3,000. Now you drink. I mean 4,000. 4,000. Water. Now you drink. Okay. His Excellency Senator Monday Okpewodo, we are grateful for the opportunity to give us to buy water for 4,000 naira. No matter. Oh, Apako. We pray for long life for you, sir. May God bless you. If not be you, when they drink water 4,000. 4,000 one water. Drink any key. How much for company of Notre Dame?
So That is the state of that contraption. They're having fun, though. Like, give it to them or me. Like, I'm just giving you. I just want you to see the back context of the whole thing. The society like that. So stop acting surprised that Nigeria is what Nigeria is, right? Everybody is playing his own role, and they are taking you to the Golgotha as it should be. Now, those of you who think you deserve better, we then have to like man up, right? Man up and confronted these rogues. Except for that, you just feel people called the wailing wailers, and you watch the entire system so desecrated by miscreants, jobbers, ass lickers, crumb eaters, crumb chasers, you know, praise singers and all that. And these guys are making decisions that will affect not just them, affect you, your children, your future, your business, your marriages, your relationship. Do you know how many people that, because of this contraption or economic woes, they've lost their families? Don't even get me started on that. All right? So these are fundamental things that you look into beyond tribal, ethnic, religious, and other mundane things that don't really add any value to you. In the face of the existential threats to you, to your family, to your children, to your jobs, to your businesses, to your everything, their policy takes all of that away from you. And the crumbs from their table is given to all these praise singers, educated or not, it doesn't matter. They are all the same. The difference maybe is that one can possibly speak probably clearer, better English. Others don't even need English. They just need to be contact point where some people will look at them and say, no be a boy be that. A boy will be say with it. I mean, they give them 15 or 100 naira. They don't go meet a political godfather now. They praise, they hype the governor. The guy thought they drink a table water, bottled water for 4,000 naira inside a hotel and suite. So somebody who is like, I mean, like his life has changed you. Somebody want to be like, damn, that society is the society you have, unfortunately. So the last time when Tony Kabaka, right, a political thug, very old guy, but he's also a courtist. He's a courtist, privileged courtist, a privileged tout. But somehow, his video of mutilating Naira, like abusing the Naira, got onto the internet, himself and his friend. So the EFCC took them after public uproar. Do something, you won't do something. So they released them. And I think after his release, he became an ambassador. So in one of the recent videos, we found one where he was talking to young people, right, of why they must respect the Naira. Ambassador EFCC, by the way, and all cases, all charges dropped. Well, there was no charges anyway.
Okay, good. Why I call you now because of this Naira mutilation. This Naira mutilation, EFCC is against it. EFCC is against this Naira mutilation and it's a serious matter. This is why I call on my staff so that you cannot be a victim like Stone and Tony Kabaka. Are you getting me? Yes, sir. This is why I call on you people that to address you and let you people know that Naira mutilation, if you match money for dance, na crime. If you spray money, na crime. They're not saying you not spray. If you want spray, either you spray for inside box or you give the person for hand. Say make you come go the spray, you go give them a problem because all eyes on everybody. I don't know if you understand. Yes, sir. EFCC is serious in this matter. So now make me call you now. From today, if you they spray for dance, supper. Appreciate the person, put them for envelope or spray for inside box. Because if they snap you a video day, you feel your day, you feel say no give you problem. One morning the thing will give you problem. So I make me call her. And secondly, Greater Talaba. Yes. You know why I call this meeting? Because EFCC make I see talk to now. Anybody we go fight or cause trouble, for a line of duty. Make you know.
Anyway, that is very much regular, especially in the southern part of Nigeria, where some of us come from. Right, then in Lagos, okay, just leave Edona, come to Lagos, where we saw Wabi, Wole, he was busy, somewhere in Alabarago. You know where Alaba is, right? Alabarago. It's such a filthy place, so to say, you know, but they are giving it a facelift. By me, I just love to see the surrounding and show that is also Lagos. So probably like the novice or the JJC, the uninitiated, we know what Lagos is, right? We also know what the hype is all about as well. Yeah, settle with credit, okay? Show us Lagos, and at the same time, show us you are working, right? Let's go to Lagos again. My daughter will be like, maybe not that loud, like that. So the thing is that you'll be like, how did they manage to allow that pile of rubbish to get that high in the middle of the road? It is Lagos, my dear brothers and sisters, okay? So stop acting surprised. It's Lagos, man. Come on. Yeah? So that part where you saw them brought out their excavators and the rest of that, right? You then ask yourself and say, wait, so why can't that be regular? Why can't there be like, bin baskets or bin like skips and all that outside this place, and they are like regularly collected to, some of you will say, now the people, they cause some, of course, but who allowed it? Your government. And this is not an exaggeration. More than 60% of Lagos State was like that. Go. People will dump rubbish in the middle of the road. And because most of Lagos State is markets here, market, everywhere markets, yeah? Wherever you turn, you're going to see this pile of rubbish. So high that you can tell they've been there for, it will be like they've been there for decades. But yeah, once in a while, when they want to make it look like we are working, we need to, then they will bring the kata like they did. They will want everybody in that place. They may not come back to that place for another 2, 3, 4 years again. And that spot that sorry sight will return in few months. Everybody will be driving past it. They'll be pretending that they are not seeing it. Both local leaders or market leaders or even Agbero there. You know, it's crazy, right? But Wahabi Wole, every time he turned up, he know they disappoint. He's always there to remind all of us that there is Lagos and there is also Lagos. You know what I mean? Now I have a throwback because I went to go and look for that audio, and this was when Amaechi, Rotimi Amaechi, Ubima Judas Iscariot, was a super minister under Bokohari, and he had this to say about Nigerians lamenting them. It's just a flashback. Some of you should remember this. Everybody's crying. Everyone is crying.
These are not things you publish. If you publish it, you will never see it anything. 3 years of Buhari. Everybody's dying, crying. Pressmen are crying. Farmers are crying. Workers are crying. Politicians are crying. Students are crying. 3 years old. Rate of poverty is very high. People are hungry. Nigeria will never change. So you should learn to gossip with your
They should learn to gossip with us because you chose to do that with us, and we appreciate it.
I've written to the governor of Katsina. I don't know why I have not replied to give us land in Daura for the university. That's one. So the university in Daura, the next university will be my village. The University of Transportation. Why are you laughing now? All of you are graduates of one another. There's a common saying when we are small: charity begins where? My own begin abroad. The president is not listening to anybody. He doesn't care. He can write anything he wants to write. The president doesn't care. Does he read? He will read, he will laugh. He say, come and see, they are abusing me here. In fact, there was one case of somebody in Onitsha, a trader who couldn't sell his goats during Salah. And I was with a guy in the plane. And the man was busy abusing Buhari because of Buhari, nobody buying his. He said, come, what's my business with Onitsha goat seller? This country won't change, I swear. Nothing can, the only way this country can change is if everybody is killed. This country is going nowhere, I swear. Nothing, you know, even if you divide the country into 10, it will still not change. No, I'm not joking. When Magnus was my SSG, I told him this country is hopeless and helpless. So I stop it now. Coming from a governor, nobody, don't be saying that. When 2 months in Abuja, so this country is hopeless and helpless. I said, why? He said, you're right. The only thing they do in Abuja is share money. They don't work.
That was Rotimi Amaechi. He was a minister. So that some of you that hear Amaechi today talk about, speak so honestly, it is because he understands the system. Let me give you something before we go. This is just like your takeaway, okay? So they said in 1992, when Babangida tried his first transition nonsense that time, okay? And it was supposed to have hang on. Roll it back a bit, roll it back. So there was a time, right, in 1992, that Babangida allowed a democratic process, but it was like a dual something like, pseudo-democracy. So they still had the military head. So Babangida was the military head. But he had state governors. How many of you remember that? Yeah, they had state governor before they had another election in 1993. Oshoba was our governor. If you remember, Oshoba was a state governor then, right? Anyway. So they said Peter Odili was governor of Rivers State. And guess who was his PA? Rotimi Amaechi. Then Abacha came, threw everybody out, sent everybody away. And Amaechi disappeared. Well, maybe not disappeared. He was with Odili. So what happened? In 1999, when Odili became the governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi became an elected House of Assembly member. All right? And, no, hang on. I think it was initially his PA or something. I don't know. Anyway. But Amaechi became Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. He was accused of going against Odili at some point. I don't have evidence of that, okay? That's not even the purpose of what I'm telling you this, okay? So he became a speaker for about 6-7 years, a speaker. Then from there, he's shown interest. So there was a guy called Celestino Meyer, okay? And that was supposed to be the anointed candidate for Odili. But the problem, Odili wanted Celestine Omeya to be his PDP candidate. It was said that Amaechi won the primaries. Omeya's name was submitted, so Amaechi went to court. Omeya went on to contest the election, and indeed Omeya was declared winner. Amaechi still went to court. He didn't participate in the election, the governorship election. Then the court ruled that substituting his name for somebody else, that means Amaechi's godfather, right? Peter Odili, used his position to say, he's my boy, change his name. So the court returned Amaechi, and that was how Amaechi became a governor that had no godfather. Because it was like that decision, that singular decision, just cleared every path for him. All right, he could do whatever he wanted to do. So in a nutshell, right, Amaechi served for 8 years. 3 years towards, a year, or should I say a year into his second term. That means his fifth year as governor. He declared a fight on Egbere Jolantan and his wife, then PDP and all that. Then he joined the APC, Egbekebe, to start this APC. No, he joined the coalition to start this APC, Egbekebe. And of course, it worked out. Egbere Jolantan lost. Bokohari won. Amaechi became a super minister after being governor. So that simply means that Amaechi has been in government for 27 years, 26 years. 26 years, that's a lot, right? And if you had the 1992 to 1993, it probably would be like a 27, 28 years. Rotimi Amaechi. And right now, he doesn't even like see himself as being part of the problem, but I called it a throwback. He was a minister when he said it loud and clear. Bokohari didn't give a damn about anybody. He doesn't listen to anyone. And guess what? Nigerians can continue to cry because that's how they do anyway. Cry. You know. I'll meet you a lot soon. Thank you so much for your time for this evening. All right. And yeah, I missed you in the last 24 hours, but I'll see you again. Next time I come on, please like the broadcast if you haven't. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't as well. Then remember to share it too. Good night, everyone.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o. Ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.